Hi guys, I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Mike.
This is Disney for Couples, a podcast for kid-free adults who love the Disney parks but don't want to hear about stroller parking or toddler tantrums, because Disney is no place for kids.
It really isn't. I'd say that to myself every day.
Every day?
Multiple times per day.
Oh, you have like that sounds
a
like you have a
mantra.
boring life if
I
you
do.
say that. It's with me, so that's not a
You're
compliment.
not boring though.
So we skipped last week. Sorry, we didn't expect to not put up a podcast last week, but post-vacation craziness just got the better of us, and like Thursday came and went, and that was it.
Sorry.
The last one we did was a Port Orleans Riverside review because we just stayed there. And today we're going to talk a little bit more about that vacation, but not necessarily the hotel. We want to talk about some strategies and approaches that we like to use on our trip. Some of them were new to us in this last trip, and some of them we've like honed over the years. So we're going to give you some like advice and do's and don'ts.
Well, I'm excited.
But first, we're drinking fun drinks.
Yeah.
Usually I have water or like a glass of wine that I half drink. But today we both have fun drinks. What are you drinking?
Today I am drinking a Cutthroat brand mango margarita in a can cocktail.
Your new obsession.
Yep.
You and my brother love those.
Yes.
They're not my thing.
And you?
I like those. They taste really like a margarita, but I just never like want that when I'm home. I want that like when I'm out.
Sure.
I'm drinking a High Noon vodka seltzer grapefruit flavor. I never was into like hard seltzers before. They just were not. I never liked them. I rarely ordered them, but since I had to go gluten-free, there are very few choices when I go out, especially if I go out to like a bar, like a dive bar. So I've gotten a little bit more used to drinking things like that. And they gave us the High Noons at Andy's show. My brother is in a band, and we went to his show in Rhode Island last month. And that's what they had like as a non-beer option. And I loved them. Those are especially good, the High Noon ones. They don't taste like...
In one fell swoop, you were able to worship Christ our Lord at Andy's show while also enjoying a delicious...
There was no worshiping of Christ. My
vodka
brother is in a
beverage.
hardcore metal band, so there was absolutely no Christian worshiping. But yeah, the High Noons taste more like a cocktail than like a seltzer. The seltzers kind of like make me a little nauseous.
Yeah.
So that's what we're drinking.
And also in pop culturedom, at least for us, we're currently entrenched in the world of 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh my God, we're obsessed. And I cannot find, well, actually, I couldn't find a good 90-day podcast. I thought I had tried all of them, but apparently I had never tried the Reality Gaze podcast because that's my favorite, and I'm like binging all of the episodes. But it's a funny show. It's a funny show to listen to recaps of because the show is so long. Every episode is like a movie.
Yep.
Even if you watch it without commercials like us. And then I'm like listening to 2-part podcast episodes about the episodes we just watched.
You're in it deep.
I'm so busy with work and so inundated with work right now that when I'm not working, all I want is to not have my brain on, and that's like the perfect thing to consume.
Do an impression of one 90-day cast member.
I can do Gino pretty well. I can do Gino saying Jasmine.
It can be any cast. Okay, go ahead.
Jasmine. That's all I got, but it's good.
Give a full.
I think.
Give a sentence.
I mean, I really can't. That's usually a full sentence for him.
It's pretty much what he gets out. Yeah. I'm gonna do Jovi, which might not be
that's a little hard to do. He's got kind of a slow.
Yeah, I'm saying like why you gonna? I don't
That's
know.
a little too urban. He's got that like southern drawl. That like he's got that
Louisiana.
You
gotta believe in the gator person.
No, not good.
Whatever. Let's just talk about Disney stuff. Damn it.
The guy Reality Gaze actually do a really good impression of Jovi.
It's just great.
He's got that like Louisiana that like, which is a very difficult accent to do.
That's
and you're
true.
good at voices. You just weren't good at that one.
Thanks, honey.
I'm reading a really good book.
What are you reading?
I'm reading Strangers by, I think the author is Belle Burden. Belle Burden? Hang on, talk for a second. I'm going to look it up. I don't want to give the wrong author.
For those who care, I'm currently playing Resident Evil Village, a 5-year-old game that I'm playing now.
Okay, I'm back.
Hi.
Yeah, Strangers, a memoir of marriage. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's actually a memoir of a divorce, I think, by Belle Burden. It's really good. I had heard it recommended on another podcast that I listened to, and I apparently requested it from the library because it was like in yesterday, and I went and got it, and I had forgotten about it in the library. Yeah. We can't, I don't think we could fit another book in our apartment. So now we have to get library books.
That's true.
And I started reading it last night, and I was up until like 5 a.m. I couldn't put it down. I was like nodding off, and I would wake up and I would read another like 10 pages. It's really good.
You're also reading a book with a cover that I find genuinely disturbing, especially at 4 a.m.
Yeah, Adult Braces. I haven't started that yet.
That is a scary cover.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. It probably does look scary in the middle of the night when it's dark and you don't know.
Yep.
It's there. Yeah, I haven't started that yet, but I read like multiple books at a time.
I'm also watching Drain Addict on YouTube. It's an Australian man who clears drains, industrial and residential.
Okay.
It's my favorite thing.
We're getting so boring now. We have to get back to the topic.
Let's get to dessert.
Okay. Number 1. Here's the first tip. Don't make a restaurant reservation for arrival day.
Oh, yes.
We've been
burned many a time.
It took us about 5 or 6 trips to stop doing this, because no matter when we arrived in Florida, no matter how early we got there and how late we made the reservation, we would make an 8 or 9 o'clock reservation for dinner. We were always rushing, especially because our reservations were always at Disney Springs, because we don't go into a park on arrival day. We don't like waste the day waste the park ticket on an arrival day.
And I can tell everyone for a fact that your plans on that arrival day are not going to go according to plan. I promise. And that happened to us every time when we thought like, we got this. Like, we'd always be scrounging the last 10 or 15 minutes to get somewhere as fast as possible. When we went with the family, I ran ahead to make sure that we could keep our boathouse reservation.
Yeah, you did like a little Disney Springs 5K to get to. Yeah. You also did that for the Japanese restaurant there. What's the name of that restaurant?
Morimoto.
Yeah, you did that twice.
Yeah.
For the same reason. We made the reservation on arrival day. You can never give yourself enough time.
Yeah.
You have to like be pulling into the Disney Springs parking lot a minimum of 30 minutes before you have to be anywhere to start. So
and you got to get your bearings.
Yeah. So we just stopped doing it. You know, we would get, especially you would get so frustrated with travel day. And then like a year ago, I was just like, I think we just always have to expect travel days to be difficult.
Right.
So we stopped making restaurant reservations, but we do like to go out for like a special dinner on arrival day. So what we do is we either go to a restaurant at a hotel or a restaurant at Disney Springs that we know we can kind of get into quick, or maybe make a last minute reservation. The benefit of going to, sorry, that's my Etsy, my Etsy app.
Yay.
As somebody liked one of our stickers. Oh, okay. I got it. One of the benefits of going to a resort for dinner on arrival day, whether you're just taking your chance and walking up or you're able to get like a last minute reservation, is that it's easier to get from the parking lot of the resort into the resort to dine than it is to get anywhere in Disney Springs. It's quicker. That's how we discovered the beach club. It was that we were driving down to Florida. We went to dinner there because we knew it would be less walking than trying to get halfway across Disney Springs, and we fell in love with the beach club because we went to Beaches and Cream.
And I really feel, I mean, either whether you go to Disney Springs or if you decide to have dinner at a hotel on like your arrival day, you have to get your bearings, especially if you're not very familiar with Walt Disney World.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You want to like get there, scope out your parking spot, kind of, there's a lot to take in.
Yeah, don't bother making a restaurant reservation.
Yeah.
It's an unnecessary added stressor. We like to go to Disney Springs. We've had luck getting into a few of the different restaurants there. CityWorks is our go-to because it just does not matter. You can always get a table
it's so big.
Yeah, or at least a seat at the bar.
Right.
House of Blues, we've had good luck in just being like getting a table last minute. Jock Lindsay's is walk up only, so you couldn't make a reservation if you wanted to. And at Disney Springs, if you're really stuck, there's always some quick service spots that feel slightly more restaurant-y, like Blaze, the pizza place. Like that's not as grab and go as something like Chicken Guy might feel.
Sure.
So you could always do that. But CityWorks has, the food is fine. It's never great, but it's never disappointing. They have a big menu. Sometimes we've had like really good luck there. Most of the time it's just like, that was exactly what we ordered. But it's just easy to get to, easy to get into, huge drink menu. It's fun. There's like big screens playing sports and like fail videos and stuff. Mike is not a sports fan. Sports. So yeah.
Yep.
That's it. That's number one.
I 100% concur with all of those points.
Okay. Tip number 2. We had to do this on our last trip. If you don't have a souvenir budget on your trip, avoid the shops. Like, it sounds like so easy. I honestly don't think I would have thought of it. But, you know, if you listen to our last episode, you know that I lost my job 2 days before we went on our last trip, which was we just got back like a month ago. So the trip was paid for. We were fine, but we weren't going to like go spend a bunch of money on souvenirs this time. Sometimes we do. Like one year we came home with practically the whole Christmas line when we drove and we had like endless amounts of space in the car. Yeah. But this time we just knew going, we're really not getting anything. We always get something small from a hotel we stay in together. So we found like the least expensive thing in the souvenir shop, which was a little pin. But besides that, we didn't come home with anything. Yeah. And the way that we did that is we just simply didn't go into the shops. We didn't like actively avoid them. We went to World of Disney on the first night because we were in Disney Springs, and that's like, we always go there. We like the coffee. So like coffee's... You
like the coffee.
Well, okay. But like the coffee there is like, we would get coffee at home anyway. So I always grab it back. But besides that, we just really didn't go into the shops much. We didn't really look around. I didn't take note of like what the new stuff was. I knew I wasn't going to be spending. I really didn't want to be tempted. Mm-hmm. And it actually worked really well. Like I didn't really think about it. I didn't feel like, oh God, I didn't get to go shopping when I was there.
I would also say to add to what you're saying, I would say be tough about it. Like really, set a budget for yourself or know exactly what you are and aren't going to buy when you're at Walt Disney World, and be very careful about Disney's spending power. Disney, I don't know how they do it, but even if you had no money, they make you feel like you have thousands of dollars. Like you just feel like you can do anything when you're there.
Yeah, you're in like vacation mode. But we just didn't do that this time. Like we didn't, I don't know. I didn't, like I said, maybe because I was so intent on coming home and bouncing back from the job thing, I just didn't really think about it. But I'm telling you, not even going into the souvenir shops was a huge help, because I'm sure that there would have been something I would have seen that I would have been like talking myself into or like daydreaming about when I got home. Okay. Tip number 3, which we did not do from the beginning of our Disney trips, and now we do it every time. Buy the refillable mug at the resort.
We love them dang things.
Yeah. So if you don't know what this is, you can buy a refillable, it's like a thick plastic refillable Disney mug at any Disney resort for $22.99. The price is right now. It's good for, I think, 2 weeks. So it should last your whole trip. And then you can go to any resort cafeteria. So, I mean, obviously most people use it at their resorts, but like when we stayed at the beach club, I think we thought to bring it to the boardwalk one day. You can use it. It's for the soda fountain and coffee, hot chocolate, tea, but you can just fill it up as many times as you want during the day. There's like a lag time, but it's not long. You can't go to the fountain and fill it up and then have another bottle there that you pour your soda into and then immediately fill it up again. You can't you can't cheat the system like that.
But it's also not very restrictive.
No.
Like if you gave yourself 10 minutes,
totally.
You could fill up with some stuff.
Yeah, and like the coffee doesn't even have that sensor. But yeah, like we would go and get our drink with whatever we're eating and then maybe fill up our drink once or twice to take some with us. But it just really is convenient. So here's how you do the math. A soda fountain drink at Disney is about $4. If you're going to have 6 or more drinks on your trip per person, it's worth it. It's bought you back. It's paid you back by 6 drinks.
Right.
So we just usually go in the morning, we get our coffee, we have our coffee, and then like there's like a rinse station so you can clean your cup out.
Yep.
And then you just like fill it. We would fill it up with whatever we wanted for the day. And then we drove into the parks this time. So we would just bring our cup. It's like really thick plastic. It's not going to melt. We would just bring our cup, leave it in the car. And at the end of the day, we would just like pop in to get a drink to bring back to the room at night. So I don't think we bought a drink from the cafeteria once.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to resort hop, like I said, you can bring it with you and you can fill up anywhere. We actually did it one time when we were staying off property.
Yeah.
Because we knew we were going to be at the resort so much, visiting different resorts, that it was going to be useful.
I have a couple of things to say to that.
Okay.
Well, alongside that, one is when you're at the fountain, Disney soda fountains are often like interfaced with a screen, so it'll like show you a little digital display of something. A lot of the time, I don't know if it's like they fall off the server or something, but it might look like the screen is like all errored out, leading you to think you might not be able to get a drink, even with your sensor cup and everything, but you can. I a number of times when I would walk up to a machine and it looked like it was, on the verge of death, it would still work.
Yeah, at Port Orleans this last time, there was always one of the 4 machines that looked like it was broken, and people would avoid it, and there'd be like a line, and they were fine.
And then the only other thing is just kind of I'm not the greatest with the math, but if you think of it like this, one $18 margarita, that's like what you're paying usually at Disney to have like, I don't know, one cocktaily drink like that. I just look at it as like, oh, if you spend, what is it, 22 or 20?
$22.99.
Yeah, I think of it like, oh, if you spend that, it's like $4 more than kind of a not great margarita, and then you get to have like as much soft drink fun as you want on the trip.
Yeah, totally. If you were in Disney for 2 days, it would probably still pay. Yeah. You could probably get 6 drinks across 2 days. And it's a little souvenir. You bring it home, you reuse it.
Yep.
Really quick pro tip. If yours like holds on to the smell of whatever you're drinking, like coffee, or like I would always put that lemonade in it. If you rinse it out in your room with cold water, if you like fill it up with cold water, really cold, and let it sit for a minute and then pour it out, that usually gets rid of the smell.
Good tip.
Okay. Number 4, do not get a Mickey pretzel. Guys, Mickey pretzels aren't very good.
They're not.
Instead, get a pretzel at
Baseline Tap House
at Hollywood Studios.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about it last night.
Really?
Yeah.
We went twice on this trip. I noticed that when I was looking at our like list of everything we did, we went 2 different times, which I think is a record.
Oh,
we love Baseline.
Baseline's awesome. Yeah,
so
go ahead. Sorry.
If you've never been there before, Baseline Tap House it's like catty corner. It's in the section of Hollywood Studios that's kind of by like Star Tours. It's like right across, like diagonal from Star Tours.
Is it right next to Sci-Fi Dine-In?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there. We love it there. It's made to look kind of like a neighborhood bar in like maybe the city, like New York City, because that was the New York City section. That was the New York City section, so like I think that's what it's made to look like. But it's very cool. We like going there. We go there every time. It's a walk up, so there's no reservations. There can be a long line. It moves kind of quick because there's not that much that you can order that's gonna take them time to prepare. Right. So you just walk up, you go in, there's bartenders there. They have a full bar. They have some beer, wine. They have that cider that I love. They have like that berry cider that's really good.
Yep.
And then they have a couple little snacky things that you can get. And one of them is the big pretzel, the big soft pretzel. Right, the big soft pretzel. And they serve it with like beer cheese and like
honey, like spicy mustard.
Like a spicy mustard. And it just says, we love soft pretzels, and the Disney pretzels, the Mickey pretzels, are so disappointing that Baseline is where we always go when we're in the mood for it if we're in Hollywood Studios.
Right. And they also have, you really, really enjoy the cider there, right? Is that what you got?
Yeah, I just mentioned that, but I can't remember what kind it is. I think it's just like a berry.
A berry.
Like a mixed
like
berry.
a wild
Or
berry
I don't think it's...
or something
Yeah, maybe
like
a
that.
wild berry.
And then they have a really good, I think it's called Stone Delicious. It's an IPA that I really like over there.
You don't get the pie. What's that called? The pile that you always get? The pele?
High-lie.
High-lie?
Yeah, no, they don't have that there.
That's what you get at the resort.
You'll find that all over Disney. High-lie. Yeah.
That is not how it looks like it's pronounced.
I know.
Isn't it PAI?
Just JAI.
Oh, JAI. Okay, that's a little bit.
AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, did you ask somebody at the American Pavilion?
No, I had an interaction with a cast member that was working that like Hurricane Grill at the beach club. I don't think I asked about it. I said I like ordered it or tried to order it. And
at the outdoor bar?
Yeah, and she was like, oh, it's called this. And I only know that because of the commercial or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I knew that you had asked somebody there. Okay, number 5. This is my big tip. We have never done this before other than this last trip. We don't usually go to Disney World in the spring. We usually go in the fall. So yeah, like the temperatures can be a little bit lower. They're not so much lower that it doesn't feel hot. But the nice thing about going in the fall and the winter like we usually do is the sun goes down earlier. We didn't really have that benefit this time. So, and we really wanted to spend a good chunk of time at the resort because we were staying at the Riverside. We weren't staying at like an All-Star or something.
Right.
So there's something that we did that we kind of did by accident, but it just turned out to be the way we felt like doing this trip. And it's my favorite new thing.
What is it?
We had micro park visits. And during them, we stayed in one spot.
Oh, yeah.
So we did a lot
Savvy we were.
Yeah, we just like felt like doing it like that. We did a lot of park hopping this time. We had the annual pass, so I think every day we went to like 2 parks. But we would like go in, do anywhere from like 2 to 5 things in one section, and then leave.
Yep.
And it was great.
It was
so
awesome.
I have some examples. So one of our Magic Kingdom days, we did the Tomorrowland Speedway, the People Mover, and the Carousel of Progress. So that's all in Tomorrowland.
Yep.
And then we left. I think we went to Epcot at night.
That was like one of my favorite Magic Kingdom days of all time.
It was great. And our legs weren't like completely shot by the end of every day because the killer about Disney World trips is walking across the parks.
Right.
It's not just like walking in and going somewhere and like doing one circle. It's the like going back and forth and back and forth.
Right. Especially if you have like lightning lanes booked up that you have to, do that
Yeah,
for.
exactly. Yeah, we only had one lightning lane day. We had a lightning lane day. But it was kind of like lightning day light. It was Epcot. Really all we cared about was Test Track. There wasn't that much to do.
That Magic Kingdom example is like one that comes to my head too, but is there another one that we did?
There's another Magic Kingdom day that we did like that. We went, but we actually got on a lot of stuff this day, but it was quick because all the lines were short. We did everything in like Fantasyland and then like Haunted Mansion. But Haunted Mansion's like right by the Fantasyland entrance. So we did Haunted Mansion, Small World, Peter Pan.
Oh,
Remember we got on Peter Pan with a quote unquote short line that we finally were happy to wait on. We did Seven Dwarfs.
Oh,
and then we had dinner at the Pinocchio Village House.
Oh, that was a great night.
There. We hit the confectionery on the way out, and that was the only part of the... We didn't even go into Frontierland this time. We didn't step foot in Frontierland this trip. I mean, there's like nothing happening over there. Anyway.
Yeah. Is that the night that we almost saw the fight? At the confectionery? I thought that I was seeing the birth of a fight.
Maybe. I mean, we went to the confectionery a couple times.
Okay.
So maybe, you thought you saw like a bunch of cheerleaders almost
I kept saying to you in the line, I was like, I feel it. I feel like it's about to happen.
Yeah, there was a girl yelling at another girl. Yeah, there were a lot of cheer teams. I have to remember to not go... If we want to avoid the school trips and the cheer and dance competitions and stuff, I think like this is their end of their... Is this the end of their school year? Yeah, this is like getting toward... No, this is spring break for them. I don't, right?
It doesn't matter.
Whatever time of... This is the time of year when they all go. I want to avoid it because there were so many groups, you were like, yeah, but I don't think it's making the parks more crowded. And I was like, I think it is absolutely making the parks more crowded.
Yeah.
We did it so we had the most micro of micro park trips in Epcot one day.
Were you okay?
So this is not all we did in Disney World this day. This is just all we did in Epcot. But we went in, we rode Spaceship Earth, we went to Geo 82, and we left. So we didn't even leave like the entrance of Epcot.
I kind of remember that day.
Yeah, we had reservations at Geo 82.
Did we hop somewhere else?
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure that we did. Yeah. And one time we ran into Disney Springs, and all we did was go to the Coke store and Gideon's, which isn't in the same exact section, but they're like close enough.
Yeah.
And then we left.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
We got.
It's what you can do with an annual pass when it's like your third time of the year using it.
We ended up really doing a lot. Like Mike keeps a running list of everything we do on our Disney trips, and when you look back at the list of our last trip, our days felt so easy. But we really did end up doing at the end of it, like a good amount of stuff. We did a lot of new things. Mm-hmm. And like I said, we weren't shot. We didn't feel like, when you get back to the hotel and you're just like, I don't even know how I'm going to make it to the door. Like I'm in so much, my legs hurt so much. Like we just didn't.
I really don't think so.
We were tired. We like knocked out every night and we're like fast asleep. But we just didn't feel like totally wiped and spent. And I think it's because we didn't walk across the parks.
I can get behind that
over and over
sure.
and over. Okay, number 6. Number 6 of 7. Walk into the country pavilions, like walk into the different country pavilions in the World Showcase instead of saying close to the water. If you just stay on the path that like hugs the lagoon and you just like look in and maybe do the things that are right there, like the festival stands or like whatever is really, really accessible, you're missing a lot.
You're probably missing about 60% of each pavilion if you only hug the fringe,
totally.
Like the edge near the lagoon.
Yeah, if you go back, there's shops, there's art and cultural exhibits. There's probably eateries you don't know about. There might be a film to watch. If you walk in the back of Canada, there's like a whole little like village back
it's there. It's like a hidden layer. Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. And for as many times as we've been there, and of course we're like Disney adults, so we love the World Showcase, there's still stuff that I have never seen, don't know exists. You found your new favorite food stand.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you remember the name of it?
Summerfest. Yeah, it's a quick service in Germany. When you go into, is it Biergarten? Like where you would go to have a sit down.
Yeah, you're not going into the restaurant though. Right. It's just like the overhang, the awning.
Right, but when you go under that awning, there's like this little tucked away quick service that does bratwurst, and oh my god, it was so good.
Yeah, and the only reason we even knew to ask about it is because on the last trip, your friend Ed got bratwurst, and he had said like, yeah, I just like grabbed a bratwurst from Germany, and we were like, what? Like, how can you do? You went into
every time now.
Yeah, I thought he meant like he went into the restaurant and like took something to go, but yeah, you found it. It was great. They had those really good chips with it.
Yep.
Yeah. So walk back into at least one or two. Mm-hmm. Even like in Japan, I didn't know this until it was cool enough on one of our trips that we got to sit outside and eat in the Japan quick service. There's a Zen garden back there.
It's really pretty. Yeah. Maybe think of it in like, if you're gonna try to immerse yourself in a pavilion, maybe think of your visit to the park that day as like a sort of a twofold visit. You could say to yourself like, okay, today I'm going to Epcot, and I know I'm going to the World Showcase. I'm going to see all of Japan and all of Morocco. That's my example. But like, because if you said to yourself, I'm going to immerse myself in every pavilion, like that'll be too much, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you would need a whole day.
Probably need a couple
to do
days.
That. Yeah, but yeah, definitely. There's just so much. Like we went on one of our trips, we didn't even know there was a big gift shop in China. It's like the biggest gift, one of the biggest gift shops there. It's really big. There's so much great stuff. There's that little gallery in Japan.
Yeah. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the countries that when you walk into World Showcase that are, I'm already going to correct myself because I was going to say I think that the countries closest to like the old Future World section are less like immersive, but that's not true. Like there's a ton of nooks and crannies over in Norway. Mexico, I was thinking Mexico, but that's only because so much of Mexico is inside that temple. It's inside the temple. Right.
Yeah, and there's a lot in the temple. There's there's a whole tons. Tequila tavern, that like cavern that we've never even we didn't even know was there for a long time. Yeah, what are the two? There's Mexico, and then what's the first one on the other side?
On the right, Canada.
There's a ton in Canada. That's my favorite gift. That's like one of my favorite gift shops in Disney.
The Tea Garden in the UK and those stores.
Oh yeah,
like,
and then
you go across the street to the restaurant, the Rose and Crown.
A lot of what you're looking at looks like facade, which is an easy mistake to make because in Disney World, so much of what you're looking at is facade, and it's not really accessible. In the World Showcase, a lot of that facade is actually something you can go in. A lot of the stores are connected, but there's all different things. So really, we stumbled into that shop in France with like all the great snacks and stuff.
There's the Cuckoo Clock place in Germany.
Oh yeah, the Cuckoo Clock place.
Yep.
And there's that really beautiful, I think it might be connected to the Cuckoo Clock place. It's that beautiful Christmas ornament shop that has Christmas ornaments all year, and they're not Disney. They're like beautiful glass ornaments. Yeah. We should do we haven't experienced enough of the World Showcase to do a whole podcast about it, but when we go on a future trip, we should make a point to like really go everywhere you can go and then do like a podcast series on it.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Okay. Here's my number 7 tip.
Number 7.
You're going to like talking about this because it was possibly the worst experience we had on this whole trip.
Oh, fantastic.
My tip is do not save a special occasion, a special event, or a special experience. Do not save it for the end of your trip. So on this occasion, we wanted to do some of the things that were new that we haven't done before. We were just there in December, but there's some stuff we just didn't get to do. And on our list was the Beak and Barrel.
Oh, yes.
We were very excited to go to the Beak and Barrel. The last time we were in Disney, we actually had reservations, but the app let me make reservations at the Beak and Barrel for on a night that Magic Kingdom had an event.
Right.
So we went to get on the monorail and we saw the sign that we were in Epcot. We went to get on the monorail and we saw the sign that there was like a special event, and we were like, how did this happen? It was like a fluke of the app, and I ended up being on the phone with like Disney customer service for 45 minutes trying to get them to cancel it and not charge me because they didn't believe that like the app let me make it was a mess. So this time we were excited to go. I like snagged the reservations. We were very excited. And this was a big fail on my part. I made the reservations for the last thing we did on the last day.
I would argue that wasn't a fail though, because, and I was thinking this while you like were bringing everything up, and this goes for everyone, the version of you, the listener, and you, the Lindsay, that's making those plans 2 or 3 months in advance just isn't the same version of you that's going to be there.
You're not kidding. We were like, I just couldn't. I thought to myself, like, this will be great.
Sounds like an awesome send-off.
Yeah, like we'll go out with a bang. Like we love Pirates of the Caribbean. We really like watched closely the unraveling of the plans for the Beak and Barrel. We were so excited. But here's what happened. It's the last day of the trip. You have to go to the hotel room and get up in the morning and pack and get on a plane.
Or that night.
You're tired. Yep. We are like introverts. So we were just like, we were peopled out. It was hot. We thought it would be fun. This was another micro visit. We were only in Magic Kingdom. We had done something else during the day. We were only in Magic Kingdom to go to Beak and Barrel and then like say goodbye to Magic Kingdom because it feels like the place to end your trip.
Yep.
But we thought it would be fun to ride Pirates and then go to the to the bar because we hadn't ridden Pirates yet.
Yeah. And even our Pirates, like our experience of standing in the queue, it was like
I think that's what did us in.
It was a Friday night. I think it was a Friday night, and the park was hopping, and there were like kids and teens, and the pirate queue. I think they said that the standby was like 20 minutes,
and it was not. It was like 45 minutes.
Yep. Yeah.
It was hot. It was the long queue, so a lot of the time you can just walk right through that main front building, and then you get online. It wasn't like that. You were online in that
they
whole
went
part of the building.
Crazy.
We just were in, it just so happened we were in one of those spots online where everybody around you is annoying. There was like this big group of really loud, boisterous teenagers, and they like loved hearing themselves sing, loved hearing themselves talk. They were annoying everybody. Everybody was annoyed with them. They were cutting, they were yelling back and forth, like,
yeah.
And we were online for a long time. We were over it. Like, we just wanted to leave. And then we had to go to the Beak and Barrel.
Yeah.
And you can't cancel your reservations last minute because you get charged. And I was not leaving that park getting charged for that reservation if we weren't going to go. So we checked in. We like went up to the people and then tell everybody what it was like.
So before I do that, I first wanted to ask you if you remember what I said to you in line for Pirates of the Caribbean that night. No. It was like a half hour into our wait, and I was exhausted and like so irritated by everything that was going on around me. And we weren't like, you and I weren't talking because we were just kind of like, in the zone.
Trying to get through it.
Yeah, just getting in, we were in the zone. And I looked at you and I said, it's like we're fighting, but I'm just dead inside.
Yeah, it did probably look like we were mad at each other. We were just like, we just went into silent mode. We were like, it's too hot to talk.
But more seriously, okay, so what ended up happening when we got to the Beak and Barrel area to wait to go into this restaurant experience was the cast members should always have shtick. And
yeah, they're in character. Just like at Oga's. They're in character the whole time. And
there was a small degree of that on display outside of Beak and Barrel.
Yeah, not mostly.
But mostly it was just like 20-somethings like making bird noises at each other and like doing whatever they could to
what were the noises?
They were just like
they were clapping, they were yelling, they were shrieking, they were loud, they were making joke after joke, dumb joke after dumb joke. It had nothing to do with like the experience of Pirates. It was just like
right because when we went in the restaurant, it totally changed. Like the vibe became very
still
different.
Very high energy. Still wasn't the right thing for us to do at that point in our trip. But that was just like, so obnoxious. And a manager came out and was like talking to them, and I thought like, come on, make them stop.
Yeah, calm down.
They're not in character. They're just being. I've never seen cast members. I've seen cast members at Disney talking to each other about personal stuff, talking to each other about work stuff, which they shouldn't do either.
Yeah, and even when you hear that,
I don't want to hear
disorienting.
I paid $1 million to be here. Like, I don't want to hear about what's happening on your shift,
who's covering next Thursday when you go to
But okay, sure,
we all have to jibber jabber at work.
But this was like another level. I have never experienced it. Yep. So I was texting Patty, our friends who were there back in December, and they went and we didn't. And she said when they went, it was the same thing.
Yeah.
So that was like annoying. We had reservations. It didn't matter. We had to wait a long time. Listening to all that.
And I remember when I was sitting there outside, at one point you were like, I wish I would have canceled it the whole time. It was just like, come on, babe, cancel it. Just cancel it right now.
I know, but you get charged and it kills me.
I don't know.
Me to get
I was
charged.
Just like, come on. Let's do it. Let's go back to the room. Let's just watch a little Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dimes. We'll put on a little 90-day happily ever
that's
after.
Where we started. That's where you started your 90-day kick. Okay, so then we went in.
Right.
And we were like, we were we were happy to be able to go in. We had to just kind of go with it at this point. It was cool. It was like cool. It looks like exactly what you would think. It reminded me very much of how I felt going into the haunted mansion. The haunted mansion bar
parlor on the cruise ship.
Yeah, where it's like it feels like you stepped out of your ride vehicle and into this bar. Like that's how well done it is. I didn't like it as much as I
didn't either. I was ultimately underwhelmed.
Yeah, I didn't like it as much as I like Oga's or as much as I like the Haunted Mansion. I honestly think that's just because I don't like that world as much. It was big. It was bigger than I had thought since like, you know, Oga's is I keep thinking of it as Oga's. Oga's is pretty small. It's narrow. Yeah, there's like narrow spaces. The Beak and Barrel's cool. It's like exactly what you would think. It's like super themed. There's like little things that are happening that kind of like catch your attention, not shows, but like there'll be like this animatronic that comes alive, this thing that happens. The server was in character the whole time. She was great. You know, that
she did a really good job.
Must be really hard to be on like that all day. Like she was wonderful.
And I wasn't a jerk or anything, but like
we were grumpy. Yeah. So the seating you get is kind of just like luck of the draw. There's seating. I think there's seating at the regular bar.
Yep.
Then there are a few little tables where like a couple or like a family of 3 or something could sit.
And then there's my least favorite thing of all time.
Family seating.
The community table.
So we ended up sitting at a table with two other parties. So we sat at like kind of a big booth with a family of 4. The dad and the mom were very talkative.
When we sat down, he was like a nice guy, but the dad was like, "Ahoy, mateys!"
Yeah, we were just like, dude, we're not into it. Yeah, we're like checking into our flight right now for tomorrow. And then there was another couple.
They were grumpier than us.
I thought we were going to be the standout grumps at the table. They were like, I asked the guy what he ordered because he ordered something special. And he looked at me like I was like he
asking for his debit card.
Yeah. Like he just looked at me like, I didn't even know you were here. Shut up.
Right.
Yeah. They out-grumped us. So that's just like not that fun.
Exactly.
Even, I hate that at Oga's too. At Oga's it happens a lot. There's almost no like individual seating at Oga's. But something about like standing at Oga's versus sitting at Beak and Barrel, it still feels like it can be you two. This felt like I was just at a table with strangers.
Right.
And we didn't really want to talk to them. Nobody really wanted to talk. Like people talked in their own parties.
Yeah.
But it was weird.
It was weird.
It was, and we wanted to like go, and I think we were the first to leave.
I remember like walking in and being sat, and I like looked over at where we were supposed to go, and I thought to myself like, oh hell no, like no way,
yeah,
not tonight.
You're like a bort. The other complaint I have, so we got an appetizer and it was really good.
Excellent. It was excellent.
I got an appetizer. What did we get?
We shared the corn fritters.
They were great.
Yep.
They were like corn cakes.
Yeah.
Those are great. I liked my drink. Did you like your drink? I got like a margarita.
Yeah, I did not like mine.
Here's my complaint. At the other themed bars we've been to, which to keep mentioning is Oga's and Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion Parlor.
Yeah, on the Disney Treasure and the cruise ship.
Right.
The drinks are very unique and they feel very, very themed to the bar. The drinks at the Beak and Barrel just felt like regular drinks with like piratey names.
Okay.
So like I got a margarita that was like a salty blah, 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 something. It was just a margarita. Like didn't taste any different. So that was a little disappointing because that's like why we go. I mean, we like cocktails. We like specialty cocktails. Right. It was part of the fun, and it just didn't feel like we got anything out of it that we couldn't have gotten at any bar.
And you got a pre-plan to go there, right? You literally could walk right up, but you would be doing yourself a disservice. So that's like very much an event that you would plan for you and yours like in advance. And the fact that, it's not maybe as specialty as they're selling it to be could be rather disappointing.
Yeah. Yep. So those are our tips. If you have any comments or questions, please let us know. Email us at hello@disneyforcouples.com. We have a whole other part about this trip that we just went on that we want to talk about with things we liked. We did a lot of new things. We went to Zootopia, the Better Zoothether show again, and have new thoughts on that. We went on the new test track, but we're getting long here. So I think we'll wrap it up. And then next week we'll come back and talk about our list of all of those things. We went to Geo82.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay, thanks so much for listening, guys. As I said, check out DisneyForCouples.com. Well, I didn't say it. I said email us. But DisneyForCouples.com has more information just like this. Check out our show notes. There's a link to an article we wrote about the refillable mugs. We actually do a whole price breakdown thing. And go shopping at magicalstickershop.com. We have a lot of stickers that are related to some of the stuff we talked about today. And they're on Etsy, our whole inventory is on Etsy right now. So if you go into our show notes, I have different stickers that you might be interested in for shopping.
Maybe so.
Thanks so much for listening. And remember to stay young at heart like Walt would want.
Bye, guys.
Bye.